What's going on, guys? Today is a pretty boring day. We're quite literally taping the floor because I'm trying to seal everything. And yeah, I mean, this is like a very boring task, a very boring yet tedious task to do. So I've been doing this all freaking morning because, I mean, you can't make a house without sealing it, right? And I don't want to mess up the flooring. So I'm doing masking tape so I could seal it properly. I've been doing this all morning, man. It's freaking super boring. So I was like, okay, you know what? Might as well record the boringness and have some fun with it, right? I don't know. I don't know what the heck. But this is going to be a pretty raw video. I'm going to try my best. Actually, no, I don't want to put it in the editing software. I want to practice my speech really. And I'm just going to post it online because why not? Right? Because I'm already dedicating time to something. I might as well try to make something out of, try to make nothing out of something. Or is it the other way around? Something out of nothing? I don't know. But yeah, we're leaving a 1/8 gap here. Yeah, give or take, about 1/8 gap. So that way the sealer could actually, I don't know if you guys can see that, but so that way the sealer can actually stick on the laminate. Yeah, hopefully you guys were able to see that, but we have this little crevice in here that I have to try to, oh, this is gonna be kind of difficult, man. I have to try to record this and also do this without blocking your guys' view. Oh, damn, my knees. But yeah, guys, so this is my morning so far. I don't know what it is, but I feel weird always thinking about money. I know money isn't everything, but I mean, it sure does. I don't know, man. It's like I love saving and investing every dollar I get. Oh, it's super echoing here. I hope you guys. I'm gonna try talking a little quieter because yeah, the sound is bouncing off the walls in here, and I could hear myself a lot louder. So yeah, we're just gonna talk a little bit quieter here, so you guys don't get ear raped, right? Oh man, this is so tedious, bruh. But to be honest, I'd rather do this than rent a place, right? I don't know. I like the creativeness here. I can't complain. I'm complaining, but I shouldn't be complaining because that's just bad karma. Wow, I'm too big. I can't fit in here that well, but we're doing our best here. Okay. But yeah, as I was saying, money isn't everything, but it sure as hell could get you whatever you want. And quite literally, all I want to be able to do. Well, first of all, I don't know, it's kind of strange. Like if I were a millionaire, if I had tons of money, let's say $20 million, I think that's a pretty good threshold. Like once you have 20 mil, you basically could have whatever you want. Well, quite literally, I don't know what I would do with the money. Like, okay, you got to do the boring stuff first, right? You got to help others around you. So your family, right? You want to just put, like your parents, for example, you want to obviously retire them first, right? So you could retire them because I mean that's a big plan. So do the boring stuff, take care of your family first. But then after that, what do? Okay, like you don't have to work anymore. But I don't know. It's a really strange topic because I want to be able to work. Like I love working. I love adding value to whatever. I just like feeling useful. Like I would hate to have $20 million and not have motivation to keep doing whatever I do. Like I need to contribute some sort of value, regardless on how much money I have. Because then I think about it, it's like, okay, I have 20 mil, and then I just stay in bed all day. I don't want to stay in bed all day. I want to do something. Now, you could say, I honestly, I feel like it's kind of a, what's the word, a balance? I feel like it's really just a balance on what you do. For instance, if you have 20 mil, you don't have to work as much because you're pretty much all set. So, I mean, if you want to work 10 hours a week, you go work 10 hours a week. If you want to work 20 hours a week, you go work 20 hours a week. However many hours you want to work, you go work it. But at the same time, I don't know. I really like difficult things. So having that much money kind of takes the difficulty away of, like, the beauty is struggling. Struggle is beautiful, in my opinion. People might say otherwise, but that's truly how I feel. Because, I mean, think about it. We're all motivated by work. Everyone's probably working if they don't have, tons of money, right? So, oh, my lower back. I'm like 22 years old and I'm complaining about my lower back. Hell nah. But as I'm saying, or what I'm saying, or trying to get at, is everyone is working. Everyone that doesn't have loads of money has to work, part-time, even part-time. Or everyone needs to show up to work. Now, I think that it can actually, so I said I like difficult things. I think it can be more difficult staying motivated and trying to make more money. This is just such a hard topic. Okay, how can I explain this? So if you have tons of money, right? I feel like it's harder to wake up every morning to go to work because you don't even need to go to work anymore. But if you're poor or, living paycheck to paycheck, or, you have to go to work to pay your bills, whatever it is, then it's easier to wake up in the morning because there's almost a purpose. Like, okay, I need to go to work. If not, I'm going to be homeless, or I'm not going to have this, or I'm not going to have that, whatever it is. So I said I like difficult things. So I don't know. I feel like having an extensive amount of money will be difficult. I think it's actually a lot harder to manage than having, than living paycheck to paycheck. Now I sometimes wonder if I was a hedge fund baby. Sorry, not a hedge fund baby. If I was a trust fund baby, and a trust fund is pretty much like if my parents owned a trust and they had millions of dollars in there, and I pretty much inherited all my parents' money. If I was a trust fund baby, would it be harder to how can I put this? Would it be harder to live as a trust fund baby, or would it be harder to live starting from nothing? In my opinion, I think it's harder in both ways, because, well, also I guess the growing up as a child matters dramatically, because let's say if you were a trust fund baby and your parents kind of neglected you, you don't really have a clear vision, you don't have any morals, any values, right? Whatnot. So let me move this real quick. Okay. So as I was saying, you don't have morals, values, all that good stuff that your parents kind of teach you as you grow up. So I think when it's like that, then yes, being a trust fund baby in that scenario is pretty difficult, because now it's like, okay, you have tons of money, But now, so you don't have to work, right? Obviously, because you have loads of money. But then how are you going to spend that money? Yeah, I mean, quite literally, you're only going to be a liability, and you're only going to spend that money. You're not, I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to manage a business or do something that will provide value, which will make you more money. So realistically, you will be the end of your family's wealth because you didn't inherit any of these, morals, values, whatever. So, yeah. Now, where am I going with this? So, I think in that sense, I think it is very difficult to live. But you know what I think it is, man? I really think it just matters on your upbringing. Because if you have a good upbringing, then living is beautiful. If you don't have a father in your life, or if you weren't raised by your parent, or you weren't raised by a good person with good morals, then yeah, life is probably going to be really, really shit for you. And you're not going to realize that. You're probably going to have an ego. You're going to have these really unhealthy traits that, yeah, it's just going to be, life is not going to be a stroll in the park. So now let's say if you inherited the money and also inherited the values, then most likely, I mean, it's going to be a lot easier than if you inherited values but with no money, right? So I think the values is what matters most importantly. Because let's say if you had no money and inherited the values, then you still inherited the values, so you have the ability to be able to build wealth over time. With no values, you cannot build wealth over time. I mean, you probably can if you kind of snap out of it later on in your life, maybe when you're 30, 40. But at that point, I mean, you still have a lot life to live in your 40s, but it's kind of, I don't want to say it's too late. It's just, it would have been a lot better to have a head start at 20 years or, your late 20s, whatever, or even younger than that. So, yeah, man, I kind of think about that sometimes, like, okay, if I had loads of money, well, I want to say, I have pretty good values. So obviously, um, even if I was a trust fund baby, I wouldn't really have a an issue, or I shouldn't have an issue of trying to manage a business or make money with that money because it's easy, because I have the values. Oh shit! I turn on the Roomba, the off-brand Roomba. What in the world? Yeah, you gotta go back to charger, buddy. All right. Like if you were, I don't like how much this thing moves. So, if you had tons of money with no values, then you're probably not going to be physically healthy, obviously mentally healthy. You're not going to be healthy. I think health, and that's why they say health is wealth, because it's 100% true. Without your health, and health doesn't mean even physical. Health could be mental, emotional, whatever, right? So, I think health is very important, and that's why they say health is wealth. If you're emotionally distressed, or if you're just not really like mentally all there, you're probably not going to have tons of money. But if you're there already and you're actively trying to make more money, you're probably going to be able to get there, especially if that's all what you talk about. So, yeah. Oh man, I have a whole bunch of stuff here, guys. Look at that. All these boxes. I have these blinds. I actually switched out 3 blinds already, and it costed like $120. It wasn't too bad, actually. I switched out those blinds. It was like a brown blinds before. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really go. It looked really ugly. So I switched them out. They're actually very nice. Switching blinds, especially now, because this is actually a 22-year-old house. No, I'm sorry. It's like a 28-year-old house. So obviously they have very outdated blinds. You're using this string, and it's just so broken. But now it's like, I don't know, it's just so cool, man. I didn't think I would be so impressed with blinds, but literally if you want to lift it up, you just lift it up. And if you want it make it go down, you just pull it down straight from the middle. I don't know, it's so fascinating to me. And then obviously this stick right here, pretty regular stuff. But I don't know, I just think it's so cool because there's no strings. Normally the strings, I mean, there's a lot of issues with those strings. Like, yeah, they get tangled or they're too long, so you have to pull it even at a weird angle. I don't know. But now the new updated blinds are very nice. But yeah, that's gonna conclude the video, guys. I was kind of just rambling and whatnot while doing tape because, I mean, I'm doing a pretty boring task, but I might as well talk about something. But if you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys hit that like button. If you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.